Right, hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your fave, who you refuse to accept as your fave but is your fave. And today's video is how to get a flawless base 101. We're getting into a base that will last you all day, depending on your skin type, because I don't want to be attacked. But it should last you all day. This base, I've traveled with it and have not touched up at any point. It is quite foolproof if you ask me. So without me yappering, let's get into it. Right, brows are done, and I'm gonna just do my eyeliner very quickly. Okay, so with my eyeliner done, I'm gonna get into my base. You'll see how the eyes fall into it in the grander scheme of things. We're gonna get into the Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer. I really love this primer, especially for its foundation. Well, in combination with its foundation. I'm gonna apply this all over the face. I find with this primer, I don't have to set it. And as much as it's hydrating, I don't really have to worry about it becoming this oil field, this literal oil field. It has a nice grip to it, which is quite lovely. On to the next step is foundation. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation in the shade Peanut Butter Cup. I will be applying this with a brush. I found that this foundation, as well as the Fenty foundation, apply way better with brushes than with blenders, which is fair because, as I've said before, foundations from companies that have specific foundation brushes usually tend to fare better when blended out with a brush. Not necessarily the brush that the company says is for it though. I really love how full coverage the foundation is. It really is such a dream, if I'm honest. With that done, we're gonna get into concealer. Poison of choice is the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 360. Right, I know what I said about this concealer. But I've found a way to kind of make it work for me, which is to layer it with another concealer, which you'll see me do under my wing, just to clean it up onto my nose. And just spread the product. I'm not dipping in, just spreading what's on my face. Right, the reason why I go in with the Fenty one first is because it is thicker. And it does pack a lot of coverage. So for concealing, it is quite a good option. But for those of you who watch my Fenty review, you know how I really feel about it. With that blended, we can go into contouring / bronzing. I'm going to take the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Foundation Stick in the shade Ganache. From the Huda review, you've seen how I use this. It honestly works so well as a cream bronzer. And as I said, they didn't have tan tour when I went in. So this was my DIY version. Now we can blend that out. I don't know if you guys can hear the washing machine going in the background. If you can, I apologize in advance. I really do apologize in advance. Remember again, with your blending out, never blend it below the line. Always blend on it or above. And then we take that onto the lid. This will kind of work as our shadow. Hence, I didn't put anything on my eyes. Now we're going to take the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer in the shade Granola. This is lighter than the Fenty one, so we're just going to highlight with this and take it just where we need that brightness. I forgot to blend my forehead contour. That's a bit embarrassing. Anyway, just gonna blend that out quickly while we let the Huda sit for a little bit. Now that it's blended and we've let the Huda sit for a little bit, I'm honestly just gonna go into my fan because, as I said in the review, it is quite watery. With that done, we can just blend it out. Then, to ensure that the line is not too harsh, we go in with the excess on the bronzer brush to diffuse it. Before we continue our blending journey, then go back in with the bronzer brush just to redefine the bronze so we don't lose it too much. Now we get to setting. I will use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder in the shade Banana Bread, if I can open it. Okay, there we go. And for today, I'll be using a setting brush. I'm using brushes today, which is quite cute. The creasage, man. Just blend it out quickly. before going in with the powder to set down the nose. We're setting everywhere we applied our concealer concoction with a bigger brush. This is the brush that we used for the blended. I'm gonna go in with a light layer of banana bread just to set my reverse contour. Now here comes the trick. We're gonna go into the Fenty setting powder. You can just use your Easy Bake and bake, but I find the thickness of the Fenty powder helps to dissolve excess oil since it is heavy, as I've said before. So I'm just gonna pack it where I want not only extra mattification but extra brightness. So that would be the sides of my nose, under my eyes, and over top of my lip. Not so much my forehead and chin, but mostly this area that I've just completed. Our bronzer fighter is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer in the shade Thick Mint. Onto our bronzing brush, y'all know the brush, and we just lightly apply on top and upwards. Everywhere where we'd applied the cream contour, as well as that lid to set the cream bronzer that we used as eyeshadow. Now for blush, we'll take MAC Frankly Scarlet. This is my go-to blush. I really do love this blush. You will not see me without this blush. And use it to blush up. I will go slightly under my eyes with the blush because I feel like that looks pretty, if I'm honest with you. And over my nose, as well as a bit on my chin, just to bring back some warmth in these areas. Next step is to take a fluffy little brush into foundation powder. This is my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation in the shade MC45. Yo, I dropped. Oh, okay. And I'll use this to dust off. Okay, I put a bit too much on the brush, but it's okay. To dust off the bake. The reason I use a pressed powder that is my shade is so that I don't end up looking grey cast because of the baking. Although the powder combination I used doesn't leave you grey, it's just to bring back some color and a little extra coverage. Some of it onto my forehead, down my nose. And then I'll also take it by our reverse contour there. Then on a fluffier brush, I'll just twirl pressed powder and Easy Bake to go over any areas I feel will get oily. I didn't take a lot, just a bit. I find the bronzer areas tend to oil up quite quickly, so this just reinforces the dry down. After which we can now go in with setting spray. I'm gonna take MAC Fix Plus. I had it a minute ago. Hello. How must we do this to each other, please? Just be findable. There it is. And take our fan to speed up the process. As it finishes drying down, I'll just take my curl and length side of the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes mascara.
Please excuse the mascara mess. I forgot to remove it once it dried. Still cute though.
MAC Cosmetics Chestnut to Line and our Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy Heat. This combo is genuinely undefeated. Nice and simple, but still pretty. To highlight, I've got my Fenty Diamond Bomb in Rosé Rave. Wrong brush. I will take a little bit on the lid just for some sparkle and to add some dimension. And that's it with this look. We're done. I hope you guys enjoyed. This look should last you through most of the day without touching up. You may need to touch up if you have very oily skin. However, it lasts me, so it should last you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Love and light. Don't forget to subscribe, comment below, and like the video. Bye!